My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This breakdown is brought to you by Premium Membership. Premium Membership brings you all sorts of betting and fantasy tools to help you make money. Things like exclusive 2, 3, and 4 leg parlays, betting calculators, parlay calculators, daily fantasy ownership projections, fighter salary rankings, and so much more. Check it out now at WeWantPicks.com. Scroll to the top and click Become a Member. And don't forget, we are giving away $50. All you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit, we send you $50.
Oh, Paddy the body. Oh, Paddy the body.
Next up, at UFC London, we have Paddy Pimblett taking on Jordan Leavitt. Paddy Pimblett, 18-3 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, riding a 4-fight stoppage streak. Jordan Leavitt, 10-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off a close decision win over Trey Ogden 2 months ago. Paddy Pimblett is a hot prospect. He's coming off a pair of very fun wins. He's pretty well-rounded. He's got a lot of experience, despite this being only his 3rd fight in the UFC. He is pretty hittable, though, and he has a 0% takedown defense. He has solid striking offense with a ton of volume. He's a very smooth grappler who flows well on the ground, and he really does have a lot of tools that if he refines them, he cleans them up, buttons it up, he actually can do something in the division. His last win was interesting, though, because he was outstruck 3-1, and he got cracked. So then he went to his grappling, and he pulled off his submission. But this opponent isn't necessarily the guy that you want to be taking down proactively. Jordan Leavitt is a grappler, but he's more of a throwback to the early days of the UFC. He's a very good one-dimensional grappler. He's got subpar striking. His wrestling's terrible, but he can grapple. The problem with Jordan is that because his striking isn't a real threat, he can't use it to set up takedowns, and because his wrestling is less than okay at 26% accuracy, he needs perfect shots and setups to get those takedowns, and that's just not easy to do. And this entire fight is just going to come down to Jordan's takedowns. If he can take Paddy down, I have to imagine that he's going to have a clear advantage. Paddy's listed at having a 0% takedown defense, but it was literally one single takedown. And I mean, he's only had 2 fights in the UFC, but it was a pretty miserable sample size, so it's hard to say he's got terrible takedowns defense. Here's the reality. Paddy's not great, right? He's got tools. He's got to clean them up, but he's pretty sloppy. He's hittable. He's takedownable, and he gets a little wild. He's a ton of fun. I love watching him, but he could be a bit sloppy. He's tough. He's fun. He's getting favorable matchups. Paddy was getting outstruck in his last fight, so he grappled. While grappling is not a viable reality in this fight, neither is getting outstruck by Jordan Leavitt. So I think Paddy's day is going to come. I don't think it's going to be this Saturday. I see Paddy winning. And honestly, moneyline is probably solid, man. Minus 255 is not crazy. He's probably worth that. And Paddy might be worth that moneyline or inside the distance decision, no action on Jordan Leavitt if you think he could pull off the submission. Before I go to you, MMA fan.
No, I'll go right into it with that donation. We have $4.99 from MMA fan. He says every fighter gets hit. His hair makes it look worse. He hasn't been rocking the UFC commentary, just an extra chromie. Monkey King has no hands, and I think this is exactly. The UFC realized that Paddy was getting hit. They realized that he almost got knocked out basically in back-to-back fights, and that's why they gave him Jordan Leavitt, because that's exactly right. Jordan Leavitt really is no threat on the feet, and this matchup is pretty simple in my mind. Should Paddy win? Absolutely, he should win this fight. Can he lose the fight? Absolutely, he can lose this fight, because people are disrespecting Jordan in his grappling game. Unfortunately for Jordan, and for some reason, people Paddy is trying to make it seem like he's like a bad guy or something, and people hate Jordan Leavitt. Jordan Leavitt is like the nicest dude in the entire world, soft-spoken dude, and unfortunately for this matchup, I think that's going to be his downfall, because he's not really a killer in the octagon. He's very methodical with everything he does. His striking is very methodical, even in his wrestling and his grappling. I know he kind of has that slam KO, but even in his like the scrambling and the wrestling, everything is it almost is like slow motion and moving like this and moving like that. If he had a more killer instinct in this matchup with takedowns, with ground and pound, I think he could win. I think he'd be much more alive in this matchup. Unfortunately, he is kind of that methodical, as you mentioned, the old school type grappler, just going from one position to another. But if you're Jordan Leavitt in this matchup, you got to find a way to get this fight to the ground, because Paddy is a dude that will throw heat. He doesn't give a fuck. And if you get hit, you can probably get knocked out by his power. You've seen him, drop people in the past before. So if you're this matchup, I hate to be that guy, and I know I just got done saying with Paul Gray that jiu-jitsu doesn't work, but it's almost like you got to like almost pull guard type situation to try to get this fight to the ground and try to win a scramble. I think that's your best path to victory, is get this fight to the ground any way possible. If he's close to you, go for a wild jumping guillotine, do something to get this fight to the ground and try to win a scramble, which he definitely can do. People that think that Paddy's just going to run over this guy, and maybe that's probably what's going to end up happening, but people that think that Paddy's just going to take this guy down and submit him or do whatever he wants to this guy are clueless. Jordan Leavitt is very well versed on the ground. He's going to win a scramble or two and could find Paddy in a very weird predicament in this fight. But like I said, should Paddy win this fight? Absolutely. If I'm Paddy, I don't mess around on the ground. I just win a striking battle, but he does hold his chin up high as well, and Jordan will throw some weird kicks sometimes as well too. So my pick is going to be Paddy, but he can lose this fight. Paddy will do some stupid shit. And if Jordan's able to capitalize at the right moment, he can steal this fight, man.
Yeah, I like Paddy to win this fight. I'm more confident than you are. Because we've talked about many of these breakdowns before. Jordan only has one single path to it. That's it. He can maybe pull off. He's Paul Craig.
The inverted triangle.
Same breakdown. It's the exact same breakdown. So I like Paddy to win. I love that there's not an inflated price here. I love it. So I might do an Ozdemir Pimblett parlay, just the striker versus grappler parlay, just to really put the nail in that you can be a 1996 grappler in the UFC coffin. $8,900 in DraftKings. That's interesting. Honestly, probably, but it is interesting because I guess we'll see how tough Jordan actually is, or how tough Paddy actually is. This is going to be a real fight for both of them.
No, and I just a quick note on those odds. I was surprised that the odds are the way they are. This shows some respect for Jordan's grappling game, because I thought they would be 300 or 400.
Yeah. I mean, I think you broke it down perfectly when you said they're like, Paddy's getting hit in the face a lot. Who can we give him that won't be really obvious? It's a gift, and we don't have to worry about the hitting in the face. And they said Jordan Leavitt for sure. So that's exactly what this is. So he should win, and it should happen. And people hate on the UFC when they build talent. I don't know why. Like, let them build talent. Like, let them do that. I don't understand why that's a problem. Do you want everybody to lose? Their second fight, third fight? No. Build talent, build some hype.
I think Sean V is one of those guys that just wants everyone to lose.
It just makes I don't, because I'm reading some comments of people hating on the Paddy getting some favorable matchups. Great, let him build it up. Let them build him up. Anyway, Monkey Knife Fight Strikes line 61-48. I think it's a more and more. I think this goes a little bit. I think I think it's a couple of rounds. What do you think?
No, Kenny says this is a sport, not an entertainment business. It literally is an entertainment business. That's how they make money. It's off of entertainment.
And it's owned.
They have to build up stars. That's literally what they do.
It not only is it the entertainment business, it is owned by the largest entertainment firm on the planet. So Kenny, a little out of touch with reality. Sorry, bud. Monkey Knife Fight Strike line. I said more and more. What do you think?
Gee, that scares the shit out of me, man. I don't know what's gonna happen in this fight. I have no idea.
I actually think it's gonna go a little bit. I think it's just a lot of touching.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If Paddy just blitzes him, he could be knocked out quick. But who knows? I really have no idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll find out. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. We will send you $50 as a thank you. And don't forget, we have unveiled premium membership. So go to weontpicks.com. If you go to the top, there's a become a member link, and that gives you all sorts of perks and bonuses that will give you our safety parlays, all of our picks right there, all of our content right there. We do full DraftKings breakdowns with our favorite, our least favorite, the biggest fade. We will give you ownership projections as well as rank every single fighter at individual price points. The 7,000 to 8,400 top 5 there. All of that at weontpicks.com. Scroll to the top, click become a member.